The Rolex True-Beat reference 6556 is one of the rarest and mechanically most complicated watches that Rolex has made. This watch came into production in 1954 and it was meant to be a doctor's watch. The idea was the fact that the second hand does not move by fifth of a second, but it jumps from second to second. It would have been, in principle, helpful for a doctor measuring heartbeat. In actual terms, the watch was not successful. It is quite delicate. It is quite complex to service. And so, over time, not only was produced for only 6 years, but not many were sold. And of the many which were sold, a lot had problems with the deadbeat function. And so during later services, this function was removed. So the watch was modified as if it had a normal sweep seconds caliber. And so the watch sweep second hand does not jump second by second. This is called dead seconds, but it sweeps like just any normal chronometer. A 34.5 millimeter case, all steel. It is an oyster perpetual case with oyster crown and a classic riveted bracelet. This one in particular has a crosshair dial and it's called Metropolitan. Okay, now let's start taking a look at the movement. We can read the caliber here. It's 1040. This is the caliber made for the True-Beat, which is based on a 1030 caliber, which has been modified with the True-Beat function. And you can see the True-Beat function here. We have here, and here, as you can see. Now we'll take a look at it under the microscope. Now this is the movement in detail, and if you look at the center part of the picture, you can see the actual complication now working. You can see it's two wheels, one on top of the other, with a pallet fork. And if you look carefully, you will see that the bottom wheel is going rather faster and in a smooth way, whereas the top wheel is jumping second by second. Now, the bottom wheel is connected to the movement, so it is beating at 18,000 beats per hour, whereas the top one is going at 3,600 beats per hour. The way this thing is working is that as the bottom one advances by 5 clicks, that is 1 second, it drives pallet fork towards one side, and so this makes it possible for the top wheel to advance by 1 second. Now, if you look at the picture from the other angle, we can see this, the way it's working. You see that the bottom wheel advances by small increments, 5 per second, and the top one advances it jumps forward second by second, and that this timing is given by the pallet fork. Now, this is not an incredibly complex mechanism, and yet it is very delicate. And if you look, for example, at the size of the two rubies at the end of the pallet fork, you will see that they are quite long and thin, and this will give you an idea of how easy it is to break this, for example, if the watch falls down. Or also, if you look at the little leaf spring on top of the wheel, you will also see this is a very small piece. So it is easy to understand how, if the watch falls down, one of the rubies can break and damage the jump second complication. Watch with the movement and the automatic cover on the side. You can see the dead seconds complication working. I hope you found this video interesting, and we'll be back next week with some more. Thank you.